I'm here. I'm here. Oh, what? Luna. She's trying to get up, isn't she? Hi, guys. I'm sorry I'm late. Hope the audio quality is okay and you can hear me. Just let me know. Hey Marlon, how's it going, buddy? By 1 minute, I'm sorry. I had a go-karting day yesterday and I slept very well last night. So got up a little bit late and yeah, needed something to eat before I came on. So that's why I pushed it back by half an hour. It was good. Yeah, it was really good. Thanks, guys. I'm not as quick, obviously, as I am on the sim in the virtual world, but I progressed throughout the day. That was the good thing. But yeah, it's just a shame it's kind of so expensive, because otherwise I'd end up I would do a lot more go-kart. I didn't win, no. I would say there was 60 people there, 50 odd people, I think it was, and I think I came like right in the middle. So hey Stickman, how's it going? Right, let's get my stream on. Now, guys. Ooh. Now TV still not working on my PC for some reason. Right, yeah, race is at 2 o'clock. So Jared, I can't stream the actual GP itself because we have copyright issues. So what we do have, just so you guys can see, for anyone who is new to the stream, what we have is a live track map, live timings, date intervals, what tyres they're on, how long they've been on those tyres. So we have all this information available to us, and this is how we track the race. I am watching the race through here, and I'm also watching it on a stream as well, but the stream is always a little bit far behind. It's about 20 seconds or so behind. So this is what, if you're watching it live via satellite or stream, wherever you are on your end, what we see here will happen before what you see on TV. So who's winning today then? It is hard to look past Max, because if he gets into T1 first, I mean, let's be honest. So today is all about strategy. Has Max got the outright pace over the race length? Possibly. I don't think his race runs were that good compared to his 1 lap pace from what I saw in practice 2 and practice 3. So I think we've genuinely got 6 guys who could win the race today. The Mercs looked quite good. Their race pace was good. So was the Ferraris. So, but it's all going to come down to strategy. So that means we can already rule out Ferrari. So it'll be either the Mercedes or the Red Bull. The grid is what you've got on your screen now on the left, Marlin. So we've got Verstappen first, Leclerc second, Sainz third, Hamilton fourth, Perez, I did hear, has had to put an old engine into his car. So that could leave him vulnerable today. I did hear that on their way to the grid just before going live. And then, yeah, we've got Norris, Schumacher, Tsunoda, who Okay, fair play. I'll give it to him. He had a good qualifying session. Stroll, Gasly, the Alpines. Disappointed in the Alpines, 12th and 13th. Because they were top of the... they were 1 mile an hour slower than Perez in the speed traps this week. So they are the second fastest car in a straight line around here this week. Not that really that's the be-all and end-all, but the main overtaking opportunity around here is into T1. So the second DRS activation zone, I don't know, maybe we'll see more overtaking this year with the cars being able to follow into that chicane. That'd be good. Do I think Russell top in practice 1? No, I think they've got general pace around here this week, Mercedes. Their car has a lot of drag, so they're better suited to the slower circuits where the outright speed is not that essential. So that's why they'll suffer at Spa like they did. They'll suffer next week at Monza. But here is an opportunity for them to get a possible win. Anything can happen. But with Max out front, I mean, it does look like it's ominous for another win for Max. Possibly Stickman, possibly. Leclerc will try and say otherwise, of course. But we'll see. We'll have to just see what they're like over a race pace. I mean, even though Max's car did look good over 1 lap, when he was doing his long runs, the car looked quite twitchy on high fuel. Even after the rear wing change they made, they seem to have taken a little bit of rear wing off. So we'll see. We'll see. Ricardo showing again why he doesn't deserve a seat. Yeah, what happened? I missed qualifying yesterday. I mean, that's a big gulf, isn't it? 10 positions to Norris. I mean, being out qualified by a Williams, an Alpha, two Alpha Romeo, Alpha Tauris, an Aston Martin. He's not doing himself any justice in regards to trying to get a seat for next year. I think he's going to leave F1. I think he will. I just, at the age he's at and the way he's performed at McLaren, I just don't think anyone's going to want to take a chance at him now. But yeah, the Aston Martins look good there this week, Marlon. They've looked good. Vettel, I'm surprised Vettel was down in 19th. Latifi at 20th, though. I mean, need I say any more about Latifi? Go Tifi. Mercedes fan, no. Max isn't overrated. He's not. He is one of the best drivers on the grid. Can't deny that. So, and as we said in the last stream at Spa, when you put a car like the Red Bull has got and has developed into a driver's hands like Max, you're going to see the results that we did. Same if you gave that car to Lewis would do the same. Or not necessarily because of the way it's set up, but like those sort of drivers, those caliber of drivers, when you give them the car like that, that's why you see performances of them blitzing other teams by 20 seconds, starting from 14th. So if you give that Red Bull to me, I may be able to beat Latifi. Thank you, George. But right, let's get the stream up. Wireless headphone in. Oh, Vettel lost it at the banking, did he? Well, that's the thing to Mercedes as well. I don't think they were setting purple laps, but Mercedes were. They were possibly threatening Ferrari in their last run, wasn't they? And then they both had to back out because Perez spun it at the last corner. So it's one of those, you never know. You never know. But right, let's get the stream up, see what they're saying. Any danger? Hey, Anish, how's it going, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Can we have a look at F1 Twitter? Yes, of course we can. Let me just get my stream up. Now TV, man. Oh my god. You better load up. Not working on my PC, and you better work on my phone. It's the only thing I've got now. Alright, is it on? There we go. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, it's very, very probable that that Red Bull will dominate, or at least be the front running car for the next couple of years until guys catch up. That's kind of what I was saying. I did a video about, are we seeing, like, was Max's win good for F1? Now, it wasn't because of anything to do with Max. It was just a fact of that Red Bull's car is so good, and we've seen it before with the likes of Vettel, Schumacher, and the car was so favoured to one driver. They were just so dominant. But it was kind of like, yeah, you look back at it and it was good at first, but then it was because it was something new. But then it was quite boring because of the same dominance. Like, no matter where they started, you knew that they was going to work their way to the front and win. And that's the potential that we've got with Max. Now, fair play. If he's given a car like that, then, and no one else catches up with him, that's part of F1. But is it good for the sport? Because we want closer racing. We at least want competition. And if Max dominates when Ferrari and Mercedes or any other team competes with them, fair fucking play. Because end of the day, he's beat them on driver skill. So it's part and parcel of F1. It's kind of like, you don't want to stifle innovation in F1, but then you also don't, for the benefit of the sport, same as in like football, you don't want teams winning in championships year on year, because it does get a bit boring. Like Mercedes, people will say the same thing with Mercedes. The one thing I'll counter argue with Mercedes is that at least with Lewis, we had Lewis versus Rosberg for like 4 years, and then Bottas, it was a little bit boring with Bottas because he never really challenged, but at least there was an inter-team battle because they had similar cars. But most teams will favour one driver. So that's all I was saying. Exactly. Lap 12, he was in P1 from 14th. Safety car helped a little bit, but he probably within 15 laps he probably would have been in P1 anyway, even without a safety car. So it's that, to me, in F1, it's cool in like the odd race, but not it fits every race. And that's why I made the video, because we saw it at Hungaroring and we saw it at Spa, and it's just that, like, on one hand, credit to Red Bull, but on the other, is it necessarily good for F1? We'll see. But hang on, let's go to... Do you think that Albon has favoured Williams over Thie? Or do you mean the other way around, that Williams have favoured Albon over Thie? If that's the case, then yes. Yeah, definitely. Albon has shown that what they can get out of that Williams. Like, they've scored 4 points, and only those 4 points are from Albon. So, right, let's zoom in a bit here. Oh, look, missed Apex karting day. He's broken. Relative positions, Hamilton and Verstappen just before the final corner of Max's pole out in Hamilton's lap, that had to be aborted to yellow flags. Lewis was fraction ahead, faster in the first and third sectors, with Max a tad quicker in second sector. Well, yeah, there we go. That's a good point. So the what ifs, we'll never know with Mercedes if they could have challenged for pole position, or at least challenged the Ferraris. Someone else downloaded Lewis Hamilton's Max Verstappen's onboards to compare their final laps frame by frame, and Lewis backs off to have him 0.05 seconds ahead of Max. But in counter-argument to that, though, guys, Max Verstappen made up his time on Leclerc in the last sector because they've got just so much straight-line speed. Leclerc was also slightly ahead at the same point when comparing their laps, which I saw on Sky TV earlier. So yeah, he probably, Max, probably, even if Lewis was ahead there, Max probably would have gone past him. So that's what's going to be difficult today, is even if Ferrari or Mercedes, whoever it is close to Verstappen, he's got enough speed down that main straight to get to stay out of danger, I think. Where do I think Lando and Charles will end up? Well, Lando's starting P7 behind the big six, so P7 will be a good result for him. And Charles, he'll be on the podium, but knowing Ferrari, as I said, this race is going to come down to strategy. So today is a big day for Ferrari. They've got 2 cars to challenge for the win today in regards to strategy, because they've got 2 cars to hold up, try and hold up Verstappen or whatever. Today's going to be interesting for Ferrari. Who will get more World Drivers' Championship by the end of... It's 21 questions, isn't it? I don't know with Mercedes. There's not a lot between them, is there? But I don't know. I think Russell, maybe? Russell, just because he's been Mr. Consistent all year. But yeah, we'll see. What? There is a ladder to follow. There is a protocol. So this is talking about Colton Herta in regards to IndyCar. F1 boss Stefano Domenicali believes the series should respect the super license system and not grant an exemption to Colton Herta. That's very strange. Very strange. Yeah, 12 minutes, not long to go. Well, 11 now. 11. DB, possibly that has an element to it, but I think mainly it comes down to the brilliance of Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey wrote his thesis on ground effects. He had a few years where he was a bit like meh, not really too care about the sport, and then he ended up coming back and he's smashing it. I think, yes, I think there'll be contact at least at the start. Because this is a bit like Monaco, Zandvoort. It's a bit like Monaco, so you'll end up that the first corner is so important, those first couple of corners, to try and gain track position. This year will be interesting to see, obviously with the new regulations, if overtaking spots have changed because of how much easier the cars can follow. So we might see a few more lunges. We might see overtakes into the chicane where we didn't really last year. If there was any overtakes, it was down the main straight. So 90% of overtakes are still going to happen down that main straight into the first corner, but hopefully we see overtakes elsewhere. It's in regards to Twitter, yes and no. I don't really have a lot of followers on Twitter at the moment, so I don't really tweet too much on there. But oh yeah, there we go. Bucknell Park. This is where we was yesterday for our go-karting. But here we go. Here we go. Strategy, guys. Strategy. So they reckon the 2-stopper is the quickest. So start on softs, change to mediums. So yeah, so start on softs, change to softs, lap 18 to 23, then onto mediums, and then mediums again, yeah. Then they've got the 1-stopper and then an alternative 1-stopper. Interesting. The bank is very cool, yeah. It's cool that they've allowed DRS to be enabled on the entry to the bank. Should hopefully give us some more overtaking. iRace have the most up-to-date Zandvoort track. Not yet, no. Hopefully soon. Hopefully they'll have an updated scam. Is there no medium to hards? Doesn't seem it, no, because it's not... It's just not worth it. I don't think the time differential is worth it to start on the mediums. Like, it's quicker to go on... It's quicker to go onto the softs. But we're using the hardest compound of tyres here this week, guys. C1, C2, and C3. Thanks, Anish. Well, yeah, the streams are going really well. The streams are going... I enjoy it. As I said, the channel is growing. We do sim racing content. We've now started to branch out into real F1 content as well. I'm hoping to try and put out an F1 opinion video like once a week or once every 2 weeks in the lead up to our watch-alongs. And of course, we'll try and make our watch-alongs as we'll try and make every race that we can for these watch-alongs. 700 quid. Lewis is winning this. What is the returns for that? That'll be quite. What is he? What odds is he today? I don't know what odds he is. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, so we don't have, as we said, we don't have the live stream of the race, but we have the data. We have the track map and we have the real timings. So, yeah, I'll try and give you guys who don't have access to F1. Hopefully, we give you something. And also to watch alongside the coverage as well. There will be DB, yeah, because everyone's running different types of downforce. So Ferrari has always been quite more downforce heavy, which is why their tyres, they're not been that good all year in regards to their tyre degradation. Mercedes will do better here. They were hoping for a very hot track, and of course, because it's more downforce dependent, they can switch their tyres on quicker. But it's not 44 laps, it's 72, yeah. So 72 laps because it's a very short track. Lap times for the race are probably like 1 minute. It's normally like 4 seconds longer than qualifying. So I think it's like 1 minute 15 seconds per lap. It is, Marlin. It is, yeah. It's third stream. It's our third watch along. You've been here for everyone, mate. You're an OG. Oh, Jesus. Look at that. How did that pigeon not get hit there? Jesus. Right, well, we've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes, guys. Everyone's on the grid. It's your second British, is it? Yeah, it was a shame, really, because we had a really good... The first one we did was at Hungary, and it went really well. We got over 500 viewers, more than I ever expected when I tuned in. When I started it. And then we had the 4-week break, which was quite annoying. Couldn't capitalise on the momentum. But yeah, no, I'm glad that obviously a number of you liked it and have come back. 750 on Lewis, wins about 5.5k. So yeah, big news really today, guys. Obviously Max is on pole. Perez is starting 5th, but he's had to switch back to an old engine. So that could really affect him today. But it's going to be, we need to keep an eye today. We need to keep an eye out on the lap times. We need to keep an eye out on the tyre deg and the intervals, because today is mainly about strategy. That's the sort of track it is. So we need to keep an eye out on those datas, on those gaps, and see what they're doing. There was a seagull on the F2 trap that got killed. Oof. I think there was a groundhog in the Canadian Grand Prix as well. Didn't Latifi hit a groundhog? Where is Albon? 15th. Probably not. Not in 15th. It depends if there's any retirements. Here we go. Right. We know the tyres they're on. So Hamilton's on the medium. Oh, so the Mercs are starting on the mediums, guys. Mercs on the mediums. Ferraris and the Red Bulls on the softs. Oh, interesting. Difference in strategy here, guys. Difference in strategy. I did all right, Amy. Yeah, I did all right. I did a couple of officials. Finished 4th and 3rd. And then I did 2 100% races. One of them I crashed out at the first corner. And then the second one I won from start to finish. So, yeah, it's been a good week. Norris on the mediums as well, yeah. Albon on the mediums, guys. So this is the thing. So Albon, okay, now I've seen that Albon's on the mediums, splitting strategy compared to the guys above him. That is interesting. Albon, the tyre whisperer. I take it back. I'm gonna say Albon P10. He's gonna get another point for the team. That's my guess today. Where's the chat box? So everything's moved. The chat box is on the right hand side today. So let's sort this out. So here we are, guys. You can see the lap time just to the left of my webcam. And then why is the chat not coming up? Oh, it's because I've turned it off. Chat should now come up. Possibly. The track is a touch wider, Marlin, and we do have the DRS zone. So I don't think so. I don't think we'll get something like that because of where the DRS starts at the banking. Monaco, the main straight where the DRS is, it's not long enough. It's just not long enough. So we have 1 minute, guys. 1 minute until they go on their formation lap. Here we go. Formation lap. Woo! Lights out and away we go. I'll try. Why is that coming up as blue, man? I don't know why it's showing up that colour. Oh, Mickey scores some points today. Yeah, there's a potential here of... Yeah, it's going to be interesting, those first couple of corners. We know turn 3, like going around turn 2 and into turn 3. If you get pushed wide, you can't stop the car because of the way that the track comes back round to the left. So, yes, interesting. Mercedes can win? Yeah, I generally think they can. I think any one of Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, any of the top 6 can win this today. A lot of it depends on Max. A lot of it depends on how quick Max is with his race pace. As I said, the car looked better over a single lap than it did over a race distance when they was doing their long runs. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, if you can hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Appreciate you all. And here we go for our third live watch along for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. Max on pole, Leclerc second, Sainz third, Hamilton fourth, starting on the mediums, Perez fifth, Russell is on the mediums in sixth, Norris 7th, Mick Schumacher 8th, Tsunoda 9th, Stroll 10th, Gasly 11th, Ocon 12th, Alonso 13th, Zhou in 14th, Albon 15th, Bottas 16th, Ricciardo down in 17th, Magnussen 18th, Vettel 19th, and Latifi, go Tifi, in 20th. So, here we go. Here we go, lining up. I wish the dots were just a bit smaller so we could know who was side by side. But we have to keep an eye on the relative, guys. Yeah. Here we go. And... it's lights out and away we go! Looks like Verstappen's held the lead here into the first corner. Let's keep an eye on the relative. If there's any change of position. Seems like Stroll's picked up position on Tsunoda. Leclerc is actually a little bit behind Verstappen. Verstappen's already built up half a second gap here into the first corner. Norris has picked up a position on Russell. Russell has lost a spot. Oof, that's going to hurt. Gasly, Alonso up to 13th. Ricciardo's up a spot as well. But that's essential for Hamilton there to be ahead of Perez into those first two corners on the medium tyres. Perez hoping that he could get past him. Oh, Sainz has just dropped a little bit back there. He's stopped. What has happened there? Did he have a little snap of oversteer? Let's just quickly watch the start on the TV as they're going into the chicane. Doesn't seem to be any overtakes. It was a good start from Verstappen. Just covered off Leclerc at the start there. Oh, Lewis and Carlos made contact, wheel to wheel. Oh, wow. George Russell really got swamped. So is anyone going to make any overtakes into the first corner? No. So at the moment, end of the first lap, Leclerc is 0.7 seconds behind Verstappen. It's essential for him to stay within that DRS zone for at least, well, for the whole race, really, to have any chance of getting over him, so, or overtaking him. Magnussen's 15th, yeah. Oh, we have a yellow flag. We have a yellow flag. What's happened? It seems everyone's still moving. And it's gone, it's gone. Someone's gone off track. Oh, Magnussen. Magnussen has had an off at turn 3. No. He must have locked up. I wonder if he hit the barrier. So treacherous there. There's no room for error. I wonder if he's got damage. Leclerc is... he needs to stay. Verstappen's pulling away. But still, everyone holding station here. Seems to be kind of like... just under a second gap being made between the top 5. Norris holding up Russell at the moment. Essential for Russell to get past Norris here. There we go. About to see Magnussen. Oh, Magnussen! Oh my God. How did Magnussen hold on to that? Jesus. Jesus. Oh my God. How Magnussen just held... he had a snap of oversteer through turn 2, and he's hit side onto the barrier. Oh, mate, he's such a lucky boy. Such a lucky boy there, Magnussen. Yeah, this is F1 Live. F1 Live. The TV's made a position up, guys. Go TV. But Max is out of that DRS zone already. Not even 2.5 laps completed. He's already pulling away from Leclerc. But I think Verstappen is on fresh softs. The Ferraris don't have a set of fresh softs available to them. So this is essential for Max here at this stage of the Grand Prix, this first stint, to pull out as much of a gap as he can on the fresher tyres. But look at Perez. Perez is struggling. That old engine, that they've had to put back in, he's really struggling. And Lewis is pulling away on mediums. 16.8 last time around, a 117 for Perez. Let's see what that is this time around. Lewis did a 116.8 again, and Perez did a 117.1. So Perez struggling. Russell is all over the back of Norris. Not even a tenth between them. And Russell's ahead of Norris, guys. Russell has got overtaken Norris into T1. So DRS now available to guys. We should hopefully start to see a few more overtakes. But now for Russell to catch up to Perez, who is struggling. Oh, another yellow flag. Okay. No, all good, all good. Oof. Wow, Lewis and Carlos really lucky there into T1. That was so close. Oh, Russell got blocked off by Perez. Perez really came over, blocked off Russell, and then Norris just goes round the outside. Look at his Magnussen's. Oh my God, mate, Magnussen's on board for that crash. Jesus. Hamilton's closed. Whoa, he did a 16.5 that last lap, Hamilton. Oh, he's got a DRS help, but whoa. Hamilton's switched those medium tyres on, and that was 6 tenths quicker than Sainz last time around. Wow. I tell you what, Hamilton could get Sainz into T1 next time around. Russell did a 16.7 as well. Keep an eye on Hamilton's Sainz at the moment because this is where it's closest. Obviously, there's a big train behind, but everyone's kind of holding station. Leclerc has closed the gap down a touch, 1.1 seconds now. Still not close enough for DRS. He needs that DRS to have any opportunity of closing the gap, really, on Verstappen of an overtake. But here it is now. Hamilton 0.6 seconds behind Sainz. Can he get him into T1? Maybe a little bit too far back. But he's closing. He's closing. And yeah, into T1. So Sainz maybe had a little wobble last time around to do a 117. He did a 16.8 there. It's a little bit better. But Hamilton's all over the back of him. Woo. Yeah, can't watch the race live, unfortunately, due to copyright. So this is the next best thing. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Over 200 of you. Remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. This is our third watch along now. But Leclerc and Verstappen pulling away from Sainz and Hamilton here. I feel like Sainz is holding up Hamilton. Hamilton could probably do low 16s at the moment on the pace of Verstappen and Leclerc. But he's right. Look at him. He's right on the back of him. Leclerc is now in. So DRS detection zone. Leclerc is got DRS. No. No, I don't know if he got DRS there, but it just went to a second. Verstappen really got a great drive out of that chicane, just where the DRS detection zone was. And Verstappen pushed it to just over a second. Yeah, Leclerc didn't get DRS there. Oh, he was within a second. So everyone's really holding station behind. Seems like there's a real train happening behind Mick Schumacher. Ocon's up to 9th position, by the way. Whoa, where has that come from? Whoa. I just noticed that. Ocon started... Didn't he start 12th or 14th? Something like that. Well done, Ocon. And Stroll as well. Stroll's holding pace with Norris here. Although Stroll is on the softs, so... Norris is obviously planning to go a little bit longer. But Russell's closing the gap. It was 2.2 the last time I looked, a couple of laps ago. It's now 1.3. Russell is closing on Perez. Now Leclerc's had to drop back. Look, 1.6 this time around. So Verstappen's pulled the gap out. But the fact that Hamilton is running these lap times and Russell are running in the 116s with these mediums compared to Verstappen and Leclerc and Sainz who are on the softs could be a very good decision here, guys, strategy-wise. Because who would have thought the mediums would be the same pace as the softs at the start? And they're going to go longer. Well, the guys on the softs will be pitting first, that's for sure. It'll be probably the Ferraris because they're on older softs. I think Verstappen's on brand new soft tyres. But it's the gaps. We know track position here is very key. They need to build up a gap so that they can come out in. You don't want to pit them anytime soon because they'll come out in the middle of that train. And even if they've got a quicker car, it's difficult to overtake here. So it's similar-ish to Monaco strategy-wise. So, you can watch it if you've got Sky F1. I think there's other sites online and stuff which are not recommended. But obviously being in the UK, I've got Sky F1, so I'm watching that in my headphones on my phone in front of me. And obviously we have the track map and F1 Live here. So Perez is now closing up on Hamilton, it seems. Russell lost a little bit of time there. Poor lap, 1:17.1. But Verstappen and Leclerc are pulling away here. Just trying to take it all in. Have a look at the bottom. So Magnussen has caught Latifi. And he's not far off the back of the train there. So Magnussen can get himself back into this race. Very lucky with his off track there. But Hamilton and Russell here, guys. So they're playing the long game. They're on the medium tyres. If anyone is just joining. And, of course, Verstappen and Leclerc are trying to go as fast as they can. Build up a gap so that they can come out with some free air when they eventually make their first pit stop. Because if they was to pit now, they're going to come right out in that train. DRS zone? No, because it's very undulated, uphill, and it is a lot more. It doesn't look like it, but you do move left to right quite a lot. The track isn't wide enough there really to have two cars go side by side. The only time you'd ever risk an overtake through there is if you've got a clear overdrive on them. But no, it's a very dangerous place to have a DRS zone up there. Speaking from my experience from iRacing in the virtual world. So, yes, Loudbird and anyone else who is wondering how many laps are remaining. So if you'd have look just this, hang on, that way. Down there. There we go. There's a 12 out of 72, so that's how many laps we've completed so far, or they have. DRS zone is drag reduction system, Stickman. So you know when you see the rear wing open, they press a button, and that allows them to open the rear wing, which gives them more straight line speed. So you can see on the track map here, we have these DRS zones. This is where the DRS can be activated. Likewise here on the banking, and then we have detection zones where this white dot here, and there is a white dot here. If the car behind is 1 second, within 1 second of the car in front, then they're able to get DRS into that next sector. So at the moment, Leclerc is 2 seconds behind Verstappen. He doesn't have DRS. So that's why it's important around here to maintain it. So Lewis does have DRS, but it seems like he's just holding station at the moment. He's playing the long game. Some soft runners showing high deg. And we can see that Leclerc's time last time there was a 16.9. Verstappen did a 16.6, well, technically 7. So their lap times are starting to drop back by a few tenths. Sainz is doing a 17.6. I mean, he's really holding up Hamilton. If Hamilton can clear him, he can probably do 17s quite easily. Here we go. We've got some more pits. Alonso in the pits. Zhou in the pits. They're pitting really early. Ricciardo is pitted as well onto mediums. And Vettel would jump Ricciardo there. See, look, he did a 1:17.1 last time around Vettel in clean air. So that was a good pit stop for him. Oh, Gasly. Is he going to get ahead of Zhou there? Coming out of the pits. He does. Gasly holds his position ahead of Zhou. Oh, yeah. Fernando has gone to hards. Oh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. No roast it, man. Oh. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Russell did a 16.9 there. He's within DRS now of Perez. Wow, he did like 6 tenths. His lap last time around was 6 tenths quicker than Perez. Perez's tyres really falling off. Yep, Schumacher and Tsunoda in the pits now. Latifi, Hamilton's close to Sainz now. He's going to have DRS here. If he can keep it close, he will get Sainz into... If he stays within half a second here... What is he at the DRS? He's 0.6 behind. That's not enough, I don't think, to get Carlos. Here we go. Oh, Sainz is in the pits. So Sainz has dipped into the pits. 13 laps. Now, this would be interesting to see how much longer Hamilton goes on for and what lap times he can produce here in fresh air. And Russell, because Perez is in the pits as well. So that means I would expect to see Leclerc and Verstappen probably come into the pits soon. Yes, that means how many laps they've completed on those tyres. That's what the number next to the tyres means. So, where is Sainz? Sainz has come out behind Bottas. He's come out a bit of fresh air because Bottas is going to pit probably soon. He's 14 laps. Albon is on the mediums, 14 lap mediums. But as Perez has come out ahead of Sainz. What? What happened there? Let's have a look on TV. They've had a very slow pit stop. Oh no, they had a real slow pit stop. They couldn't get a tyre on. No. Oh no, they were still looking for the left rear tyre. They didn't have 4 tyres ready for him. Ferrari. What does it take to just have a simple race? Just to have no issues whatsoever. For fun. Mate, what has gone on there? They had 3 tyres ready for him, but they did not have the rear left tyre ready. They were still looking for it. Carlos Sainz comes onto the radio and just goes, oh my God. I mean, I feel for you, buddy. And then Perez ran over Ferrari's wheel gun. Oh my God. Oh, anyway, let's get back to the race at hand. I'm mate, I know they've obviously got a lot of pressure on them because they know every little mistake they make like that is going to be under the microscope. But Jesus, I mean, that's simple things, isn't it? That is simple things. How have you not got? Anyway, let's get back to the race at hand. So, Hamilton, we're interested in Hamilton and Russell in a little bit of clean air. Where are they? Running on their mediums. So Hamilton did a 117 and Russell did basically a 117 as well. 116.94. So Leclerc, though, did a 117.4 last time around. So I wonder if he had a little lock-up. His softs are really falling off. And Verstappen's just come on the radio and said the tyres are not too bad. So it's just done a 116.4. So yeah, they're definitely not too bad whatsoever. And Leclerc is in the pits. Yeah, Leclerc's in the pits. Right. Come on, Ferrari. Make sure you've got all 4 tyres ready, please. Oh, wheel to wheel. Mick Schumacher and Vettel. Wow. Fair play, Mick. Leclerc's had a decent pit stop. Well done, Ferrari. Well done. Norris in the pits now as well. So he's made it to 17 laps. I thought he'd go a bit longer on those, to be honest. But Albon's going up into P7. Go on, Albono. $16.9 last time around for Hamilton. A 117 for Russell. Norris come out right behind Sainz, which isn't too bad of a thing. That wasn't his race anyway. But we've got Albon in front of them. Who is that? Are they? Oh, that's Ricciardo. I'm looking at the wrong one. Looking at Ricciardo, he's stuck behind Bottas and Vettel. Verstappen in the pits, guys. Verstappen in the pits. So, good stop for Verstappen. Norris is on the hards. Alonso is doing 116.8 on the hards, by the way, guys. That's not a bad time. That is not bad at all. In comparison, he's doing the same lap times as Hamilton and Russell. Okay, they're on 18 lap mediums, but that's not... And a 1:16.6 last time around. So Ocon's on the hards as well. So they're going one stop. Norris and Alonso... Norris and the Alpines are going one stop. Come on, Albon, you got to do the one stop. Got to do the one stop. Are they going to pit? No, they're going to go longer. Interesting. They're going to go longer. That's good. I think so, Amy. I think he can. I think that's what... I think that's what they're going to do. I think the Mercs have probably seen, their strategy team have probably seen the lap times that Alonso has done on his hards. And they're going to extend their stint and probably do a one stop. That's the only way really to beat Verstappen, because Verstappen's going to have to pit again on medium if he's on the mediums. So they need to try and outdo them on strategy. They're not going to do him on outright pace. Perez has just done fastest lap of the race, 1:16.1. So we're fastly approaching. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Verstappen do a 1:15 here, maybe. But oh wow, Zhou and so the Alfa Romeos are on soft tyres. They've gone the complete opposite way of strategy to everyone else. This is why this race is interesting. We might not get as much on-track overtaking, but we're going to get this strategy element to it. It's a proper... It comes down to the strategy teams, which is why, bless them, I did say Ferrari probably won't win this race. So far, we've been proven correct. There we go. 15.9 for Verstappen. Just call me Mystic Stuffy. So let's just... I need to take a chill pill and just take into account what is happening. So we've got Hamilton and Russell in P1 and P2. Hamilton's just done a 1:16.6. Russell a 1:16.8. That's not too bad on those 20 old mediums. Leclerc in 4th. Perez 5th. Sainz 6th. Albon in 7th. Go on, Albono. Thanks, Michael. Thank you for the sub, buddy. And then we have Norris in 8th on the hards, looking to do the one stop. Stroll in 9th. Alonso and Ocon in 10th and 11th. They might be doing a one stop, but that's a very long way to go for Alonso to do a one stop. Tsunoda 12th. Gasly 13th. Zhou 14th. Mick Schumacher's lost a few spots, isn't he? In 15th. Bottas 16th. Vettel 17th. Ricciardo 18th, man. What is going on? Here in Mattia Bonotto. Wow. So, okay. So, Verstappen did a 1:15.9 and then did a 1:16.2. And then Hamilton and Russell did a 1:16.8 each. So, it's only 6/10 difference. That's not a big difference from 21 old lap tyres and then 3 lap old tyres. You'd expect him to go a lot quicker than that. Albonno's pitted. Albonno has pitted and he's come out in front of Vettel. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. He's on the mediums though. Okay, so they haven't gone to the hards. They haven't gone to the hards. Interesting. I thought they'd chuck him on the hards and try and make him go 50 laps. But that's even so, that's a long way to go. That's why I don't think Alonso can do a one stop. Yeah, Verstappen is closing the gap because he's just on fresher tyres. So we did a 1:15.9 that time around. But Hamilton and Russell know Verstappen's going to catch him at some point, but they're definitely taking this to a one stop. So the closest on track at the moment is Tsunoda and Gasly in 11th and 12th. And then we have that little train behind Albon, the Vettel train of Vettel, Ricciardo and Magnussen. So the race is kind of spread out a little bit as we get kind of a quarter of the way through. Sorry, not a quarter, a third. How many laps? We've got 23 out of 72 laps completed so far. Do I think that the Merc should pit right now? No. No, as we see Hamilton's lap come across the line now, he's done a 1:16.6 again. And Russell did a 1:16.7. And Verstappen did a 1:16.1. So yeah, while Verstappen is catching Russell, the hard tyre looks like a good race tyre. It's got pace. Norris has just done a 1:16.7 on the hards. Alonso's done a 1:17.1. Ocon a 1:16.9. So it's a good race tyre. There's a lot of pace in it. There's not a lot of time differential to the mediums. You lose 18 seconds in the pits. So if they can go longer, go onto the hards, that's their best. Well, that's their best bet to beating Leclerc and beating Verstappen here today. If they try and match them for a 2-stop, I don't think they're going to beat them. Not on raw pace anyway. So Verstappen will catch Russell soon and probably overtake him because he's got the top end speed. But I reckon they might be trying to take this to 30 laps. Their lap times look good, considering how long they've taken those tyres. Yeah, Sainz was doing, and apparently it looks like there could be a penalty coming Ferrari's way. They just said on TV because of his because they left the wheel gun out. Perez ran over the wheel gun and could be getting it. So the Mercedes haven't pitted yet, Cap. They're on 24 lap mediums, a 1:16.7 that time around. Verstappen. I reckon George Russell is going to be used here to hold up Max. They're definitely doing the 1-stop because they're going so much longer. This is interesting, man. This is interesting. How long were the mediums? Well, so far they look good. They're doing 1:16.7s. We need to just keep an eye on their lap times. 25, about to go 25 laps. They did Russell and Hamilton have been doing like 1:16.7s for the last like 5 laps. About to see if they do it again. And a 1:16.7 again. And Russell does a 1:16.67. So, yeah. They're doing the 1-stop. They're going to go 30 laps. They probably might even go halfway into this race. Yeah, so they're hoping for obviously a safety car would be good. So they said on TV now that Perez, if they pitted Hamilton now, he would come out about 3 seconds behind Perez because it's 18 seconds pit stop time. But on average, it's about 30, including the pit stop, it's about 30. It's about 20 seconds. So. Where are we? Hamilton's there. So Verstappen's right on Russell now. He's just outside DRS. Just outside DRS. So they're all relaying the message now, going the Mercedes are trying a 1-stop. Oh, Hamilton's gone up to Latifi. He should catch him at a nice spot here. So that he shouldn't hold him up. Latifi safety car now, guys. That'll spice things up a bit, wouldn't it? Max very strong, but you want a Mercedes win. It'd be good to see a different winner, wouldn't it? It's always good for the sport. Yeah, Loud, I don't see that. I don't see it. I think Verstappen, even with... Verstappen's just got too much pace, especially down that main straight. But George will make it hard. But a 1:16.5 last time around for Russell. Hamilton did a 1:16.7 again. He has been told to run 1:16.7s. Definitely. Like they've said, this is good. Keep doing what you're doing. 5.5k looks a possibility. I haven't got 700. I didn't have 750 quid to put a bet down. Here comes Max. Here comes Max. Here he comes. Here he comes. All this side by sides. And he's got past him. Max has got past Russell. Turn the battery up and... There we go. So that was a lot simpler than we thought. Russell couldn't fight him. He couldn't fight him. But maybe Russell was like, meh, I'll see what I can do. But ultimately... He's on fresher tyres. I don't want to lose a lot of time here. We're on different strategies. Now isn't the time maybe to fight Verstappen later on in the race. So I bet they got a big cheer. Max will push now for Hamilton, but Hamilton will make it tough for Max. I don't think so. Clean move by Max there on TV. I don't think so. He's did a 1:17 last time around. What's he done this time? He's done a 1:16.8. Russell did a 1:18.2 because he obviously with Max. So what's the gap at the moment? So Perez, there's a 16.5 second gap for Perez. So they will definitely come out behind Perez when they do their pit stop. Verstappen's already closing up the gap to Hamilton. So let's have a look at elsewhere on the track, guys. Let's have a look elsewhere. How's Ferrari? Or Ferrari... Where do we start? So Leclerc is currently like net second at the moment because Hamilton and Russell have still got to pit. They're going on the one stops. But... what happened is Sainz came in to pit. He was ahead of Perez. They had 3 tyres ready. And Hamilton's in the pits, guys. Hamilton's in the pits. So they had 3 tyres ready for him. And they didn't know where the last tyre was. So he lost a shitload of time and lost a position to Perez, which is why he's so far back at the moment. Ferrari just doing Ferrari things. So Hamilton out on the hards. 30 laps. We said it, guys. 30 laps. Here we go. So he is 5 seconds behind Perez. Russell must be coming in this lap, surely. Right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We have 42 laps left. We're lap 30 of 72. 42 laps left. Joe is right on the back of Gasly there. So is Bottas or Mick. They're on the soft tyres, trying to make some headway. But Norris is going quite pretty, isn't he, in 7th position? Yeah, what is Max going to do? Is he going to pit early or is he not? Is he going to continue to go on and just hope for the raw pace of like an extra set of mediums? So Russell didn't pit. They've made Russell go longer. Interesting. So let's keep an eye out on Hamilton's time here, guys. First lap to see if he can switch those hards on. He did his out lap, which was a 1:35, but this is the lap we want to keep an eye on. But in comparison, Alonso and Ocon on the hards doing just under the 117s. Norris is the same, doing under the 117s. Ricciardo's doing 170. Ricciardo's just gone onto the hard tyre as well. Bottas all over the back of Mick Schumacher. Just can't seem to get past him. Is Russell coming into the pits? No, Russell's still... Oh, no, Russell is in the pits. Russell is in... Yeah, Russell's in the pits now. So he went an extra 2 laps longer. Go to lap 38 and put hards on. Wouldn't you put mediums on halfway through a race? Whoa! A 1:15.8 from Hamilton. Well, he's 7 tenths quicker there than Max. Max has just said, oh, keep an eye on the hard tyre. And I don't think it will be good. But Hamilton's just done a 1:15.8. This track is working for the Mercs in regards to switching their tyres on. Wow. This is getting spicy. Why do you say go to lap 38 and put hards on? Wouldn't you put mediums on? No, not necessarily, because this track is very hard on the tyres. It's probably because lots of fast, like high-speed corners. So mediums don't last as long here as what they would elsewhere. Yeah, maybe next time around, Marlin. Maybe next time. I'm going to go on another kart day on their next one, which is like spring of next year. They normally do like a couple of year. So I'll go to that one then. Hamilton again did a 1:15.8. So he is taken out nearly 2 seconds on Max the last 2 laps. Any chance of Hamilton win this race? Very possible. Very possible. Yeah, so Jenson Button has just said the same thing. He's just gone. I think Lewis is in the power seat at the moment. Hear what Russell says. Yeah. Mercedes confirming to Russell that they're going to the end of the race. So they were very good on their tyres, Mercedes. They were very good compared to everyone else, especially on those mediums. Thank you for the sub, Nola. And to anyone else who has subbed as well and it hasn't come up as a notification, thank you. Yeah, definitely. They definitely stand to us 2-stop. They're not going to. They're not pitting him early. Russell's just on a 1:15.4. Woo! Those Mercedes have got pace in those hard tyres. Wow. Whoa. So they're Hamilton's quickly approaching Perez, so they're definitely going to use Perez to try and hold up Hamilton as much as they can, aren't they? It's Abu Dhabi all over again, guys. Where's Michael Massey? Fire deck between the Merc and the Red Bulls. Looks like it seems to be about the same, to be fair. Max is doing 1:16.2s. A 1:15.4 by Hamilton. He's just taken that fastest lap off of Russell. Can Russell beat it? No, he did a 1:15.48. Mate, they're going for it. They're going for it. Sainz is like nowhere to be seen here. Norris sitting pretty in 7th. Alonso's powering through now. There's me saying earlier, where's Alonso? Alonso's up to 9th. GR with fast lap, yeah. Hamilton took it back though. Will Russell win? No, I don't think Russell will win because Hamilton's got the track position by merit as well. So, who's my favourite racer? I don't particularly have a favourite racer. As I said, I'm British, so I support the British drivers most. I want them to do well. I do like Charles Leclerc. I do like the Ferrari boys, Leclerc and Sainz. Like as I said, I'm not the biggest Max Verstappen fan, but I appreciate his talents and how good a driver he is. Yeah. So, but mainly the British boys is who I always support, always have done. And Russell's taken the fastest lap back off of Hamilton just by a couple of hundredths. So yeah, those Hamilton's on the back of Perez now. So here we are. This is an essential part of the race here, guys. Hamilton needs to get past Perez as quick as he can. He cannot get held up. Perez is doing 1:16.8. Hamilton is doing... He's on tyre. He's doing a second a lap quicker. So we will see if he can get past him here. How much of an effort Perez... Well, Perez is going to try and do what he can to hold him up. Last time I say I'm a Hamilton fan. Yeah, I am a Hamilton fan. But I'm not like solely outright Hamilton fan. I support the British drivers most. Oh my God! I just saw that on TV. How Hamilton... Here we go. Right, Hamilton and Perez now. Oh, Hamilton's got him, surely. 0.3. He's got the DRS. He's surely got him. Has he got him? Has he got him? Hamilton's ahead of Perez. So, Perez really locked up, didn't he, the last lap? Really locked up. Mexican Ministry of Defense back at it. Yeah. But can Vettel get out of the way quick enough here to help Hamilton instead of Perez? Because Perez is right on him. Look, he's right on him, but he's got nowhere to go. Is Vettel going to move? Vettel's moved out of the way for both of them. So he did hold him up. Bit of traffic. So that was interesting. So didn't hold him up for as long as he would have liked. Hamilton can now get back on it, but he lost a bit of time there. Look, 1:17 last time around compared to like what he was doing in the 1:15s. Here it goes on TV. Hamilton on Perez. He got past him quite easily there with DRS. Not as close as it was last time. Oh wow, that was so close. Vettel came out. I didn't realise Vettel came out the pits in front of Hamilton. I thought he was just there anyway. So here comes Russell. Russell's really closed up on Perez there, isn't he? But Perez is on 23 lap tyres, so it's to be expected. Latifi comeback. He's 12 seconds behind Magnussen. Honestly. And Albon's up in 13th in the same car. I mean, I don't know what else to say about a guy, if I'm honest. Will Hamilton be able to catch up to Verstappen? No, he's not. He's not going to he'll close the gap maybe a little bit. He'll close the gap a little bit to Max. He's 18 seconds behind him. So this is now essential. So what are Red Bull going to do? Are they going to pit him now? Oh, 115.1 from Lewis there. Are they going to pit him now and put him on the hards? Because Max will come out probably straight on top of Hamilton. Oh, yeah, Russell is passed. Didn't even see that. Didn't even see that. I was looking at the lap time. So, yeah, Russell passed Perez quite easily. Here we go. How many laps left? We have 32 laps. Arm fatigue has to be sitting in. Oh. You have school tomorrow? Yeah, well, school's better than going to work. Right, so Hamilton this time around does a 1:16. So not a quick lap time there, but he got held up by Joe, didn't he? I think, lap car. Max at the moment is in clean air. But Russell's closing up here to Lewis, and this could play into Mercedes' hands because Max will pit. Yeah, if Max pits, he could come out behind Russell. Hang on. Max just said, oh, no, please don't give me another medium, basically. Will Vettel win in an alternate universe, maybe? What is the gap? Actually, Alonso is closing the gap to Norris, isn't he? If we look a little bit further down the field. Alonso... Norris is on 22s. I tell you what, Alonso's still doing really good lap times on 27 lap old hards. It's a long way to go. He's still got 30 laps to go. Perez is in the pits. But Hamilton and Russell are in the low 15s. Max is now in the 15.8. Max is pushing, I think. To do those lap times on 22 lap old mediums, he's got to be pushing, I think. He's trying to build that gap. Ferrari's going to miss this pit, yeah. I mean, the Leclerc's still not out of it. But they're both on medium, so Max, Leclerc and Sainz have got to pit again. Sainz is too far behind though, unfortunately. They've just... Ferrari just cocked up. Alonso train out here, no. So Perez is on the hards. $15.1 from Russell there, 15.2 from Hamilton. So they're doing consistent low 115s. They're like 9 tenths quicker than Max per lap at the moment. Wonder if they'll put him on another set of mediums, softs, hards. I really don't know what they're going to go to. Seems like they're getting beyond the hard range. But the hards are quick. We're currently on lap 42. About to go into lap 43 as Max crosses the line and does a 1:15.9. Yeah, Yuki, credit where it's due. After spinning it into the gravel in practice, he's in P10. Not too bad. Stickman, what have you missed? Well, the Mercedes went long on medium tyres and are now doing a one-stop on the hards. They're setting low 115s. If Max Verstappen pits now, he will come out behind Hamilton and possibly even Russell. So when Max pits, the Mercedes will have track position, and then it's anyone's to the end of the race. Who's my driver of the day so far? I don't know, to be fair. It's difficult to say because no one's really done... I mean, I would say maybe Alonso, because Alonso has made up a lot of positions from where he started. Hamilton is up there. But then again, most of it is down to the strategy, not necessarily... I mean, not taking anything away from Hamilton and Russell, but it's more strategy element than like overtakes on track that they've done. So, but then again, Hamilton has just set consistent lap times, lap after lap after lap. So, right, Albonno's out on the hards. Where's he coming out? Albonno is P13. Where is a points position? Stroll. Okay, so Albonno's not going to finish in the points. Stroll is too far ahead. He's on... Unless Alonso and Ocon pit. But I think they're going to try and take those to the end. Sainz is now in the pits. Lewis is 16 seconds behind Max, it says there. 16.3. Where it's... Oh, yellow flag. Tsunoda! Tsunoda's stopped. No, Max is going to get a free pit stop. Max is going to get a free pit stop. Are they pitting him? Are they pitting him? They got to pit him. No, they've made Max go on. They've made Max go on. Tsunoda's stopped. That's got to be a flat. That's got to be a safety car. It's got to be a VSC at least. Are they going to pit? Are they going to pit? No one's pitting. It's still a yellow flag. So unless he's pulled off out of the way and his car's okay and it's out of the way. Oh, he's got going again. He's got going. Okay. He stopped for so long. What the hell? What happened? Oh yeah, he just pulled off to the road, but he got it going again. The tyres are not fitted. Tyres are not fitted? But he's got going again. Yeah, they must be fitted. They must be fitted. Because he's going again. He's going again. Tyres are okay. Oh, Yuki. Oh, Yuki. Yuki. What are you doing? Leclerc's in the pits. What is he doing? The mechanics must be sitting there going, sorry, what? What, Yuki? What? You think I don't know how to put a tyre on a Formula 1 car? Here we go, let's have a look. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Although they've brought Tsunoda into the pits, so... they've brought Yuki into the pit. Very strange. Very strange. But let's get back to it after that little bit of drama. Max has just done a 15.5 on 28 lap mediums. Hamilton is 14 seconds behind Verstappen now. Lewis has just done a 1:15.3 on those tyres. Russell a 1:15.1. So Max, to win this race, has either got to go on these mediums to the end of the race, which is another 25 laps, or he's got to pit and overtake Russell and Hamilton on track. One way or the other, we are going to see a grandstand finish, I think. Hang on. They're now checking Yuki's seatbelts. Oh, what? And he's now... And there's another yellow flag. So Yuki stopped again. What? What? What's Yuki doing? Yuki, this is Christian Horner here. Can you just throw out a safety car, please, so that we can get a cheap pit stop? Thanks very much. The virtual safety car. I told ya. I told ya. I told you. Is Hamilton going to be fucked over by another safety car? Yellow flag means when there's someone's gone off track, or there's an obstruction or something, so you need to go slow down and you cannot overtake. He's 3 laps down. It's a virtual safety car. What, it was a bad joke? Oh, well. They are owned by Red Bull. They're Red Bull's sister team, so... Right, so what's going to happen? Max is going to pit because it's a free pit stop. Yeah, Max is in the pits. What are the Mercs going to do? Are the Mercs going to pit? Max going to pit? Is Lewis going to pit? Lewis has pitted. And Russell is pitting, so they're double stacking. Mate, how Max has had an absolute touch. He's had an absolute touch. Absolute touch. Wow. And Albon's held position here. Oh no, Albon's lapped. Albon's 1 lap down, sorry. Ah. So Lewis is now on fresh mediums. Russell is on fresh mediums. Woo! Told ya, grandstand finish. Lewis's biggest enemy this year has been safety cars. He fucking hates them. Since Abu Dhabi last year. So, to me now, I think this race is over with. Unless Lewis and Russell have some serious pace over those hard tyres that Max has. Yeah, this is Max's now. He's got to make up 17 seconds. 16 seconds over 22 laps. It's doable. It is doable, but I think even on hard tyres, Max has the pace. Hamilton's G'd up. This year and last year. Laps remaining. So at the moment, we have 22 laps remaining. More than likely virtual safety car for another lap, I reckon. For Leclerc is 8 seconds behind Russell. Perez is too far back really to do anything, and Sainz has been overtaken by Ocon. But Ocon is on 30 lap old hard tyres, so Sainz will probably catch Ocon. Track clear, here we go. We are racing again. We are racing again. 22 laps remaining, guys. Max Verstappen on fresh hards. The Mercedes of Hamilton and Russell both on fresh mediums. Hamilton has 12 seconds, to make up the gap to Verstappen. Is there enough time difference in fresh hards to mediums? We're about to find out. I'm not so sure, but this is F1 after all, guys. Alonso and Norris switch to the softs. Woo. Alonso and Norris are going to be going at it. All right. We need to keep an eye out on the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen, and then keep an eye on the lap times as well. But there's a real look at those tires. There's a real mixture of tires there, guys. 2021 season over again here. Thank you for the sub, Tim. Thank you, buddy. And anyone else who has subbed, remember to hit that like button as well, because it helps push the stream. Glad you're all enjoying it. And yeah, here for our third watch along. It's been good. They've all been good, haven't they? Yeah, I personally, Adam, that's what I think. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it has, Lewis. The virtual safety car has just completely effed them up there. 14.4 from Verstappen there. What has Hamilton done? Hamilton's done a 14.6. So he is still 2 tenths slower that lap. But Russell did a 14.2. So the hard tyre is just the same pace as the mediums. That's the thing. Thank you for the subs, guys. Thanks, Benny. Thanks, Felix. Thanks, Thie. All flying in. Oh, subs flying in. Thank you, guys. This is F1 Live Liquids. It is subscription-based, but it's only like £2 a race. It's like £20 for the year. So it's really good, actually. For F1, I expected it to be a lot more expensive. But that's actually quite reasonable. Yeah, so Hamilton still 12.7 seconds behind. That gap's just not closing. This is really me being a pessimist. I'd love there to be a like a fight to the end, but Hamilton really needs to see. Well, it needs to be like half a second a lap quicker to catch him. Even quicker than that. And he's 2 tenths quicker there. Why Verstappen used the hards? Because he didn't feel comfortable on the mediums, and the hards are just as quick as the mediums, pretty much. You can see Perez is doing 1:14.9. He's just done a 1:15.1. Max has just done a 1:14.6. Lewis has done a 1:14.4. So the hard tyres, there isn't really any pace difference in the hards and mediums, and the hards last longer. So it's a no-brainer, really. Well, that's why I made the Christian Horner calling Yuki Tsunoda joke, because obviously that'll be the conspiracy theories flying around. Because Max benefited This is the second time this year Max has benefited from a safety car from Yuki Tsunoda. Canada as well, if anyone remembers. I reckon Max has a button on his steering wheel where it just goes, it's got Yuki Tsunoda's engine or like something to do with his car. And he just presses it and it goes, pop. It's just a joke, guys, okay? It's just a joke. Hey, Cap. Hello from Poland. Russell at 13.9, Hamilton at 13. So that's the type of lap. Those are the lap times they both need right now to keep the pressure on. Anything can happen, but we know Max in this Red Bull doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't have lockups. He doesn't run wide. So, but Norris and Alonso going at it side by side for a T1. Oh, they used the team owner instead, did they? Yeah, 500 people. We keep flirting up and over it. Oh yeah, Alonso never getting around the outside of Norris there. So Max a 1:14.5 that time around. Does seem like the gap's come down from Hamilton. Just over 11 seconds now. What's Hamilton done? Probably a fastest lap. Yep, a 13.8 and Russell a 13.9 or a 14. So but it's still 11.5 seconds. Yeah, Benny, I don't see Max making mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes. Like when he's running on his own, anyway. Like when obviously you're driving side by side or whatever he has done in the past, but when he's running on his own out front like this, he doesn't make mistakes. You don't see it like what Leclerc has done this year. Yeah, Max will probably just be going for mid 114s. At the end of the day, there's less than 20 laps now. There's another yellow flag. Bottas has stopped on track. This is a safety car. That's a safety car. That is 100% a safety car. Look where he stopped. He stopped in the middle of T1. It's got to be. Come on. Are you going to throw it or what? You're going to throw the safety car out? Come on. Where is Bottas? Bottas has got to be... I'm waiting for it to come out on TV. But he's out. He's out there. Where is... Oh, Bottas is... He's on track. That's got to be a safety car. You can't get that car. Why are they waiting so long? You can't remove that car without a safety car. Why are they still racing? Valtteri, it's James. Yeah. Definitely. Safety car! Oh! This is getting interesting. Except bunches everyone back up together. Now, right, guys. What do we reckon? Finally, Lewis has benefited from a safety car. Finally. They've pitted Max. Okay, they've pitted Max. Are they going to pit Hamilton onto softs? No, Hamilton's going to keep track position, so they're going for track position. And Verstappen is going to keep the position. No! Russell gets a position from Max. But Max is on softs. Here we go. This is interesting. We are, by the time this car's removed, we're probably going to have 12 laps of racing, I reckon. The softs are quicker. They are definitely quicker, especially in the hands of Max. But Hamilton's now got track position. But we're at least, as we said, we're gonna get a grandstand finish, guys. I told you. I predicted it. The commentators think Red Bull have made a poor decision there, but I don't think they have. Don't think they have. Max has probably got the speed to at least overtake Russell and then get onto the back of Hamilton. Like, they believe in their car. So Albon's still on for points, yeah, and he's on softs. Come on, Albon. No, because everyone's behind the safety car. So everyone, the pack bunches up. Not when the safety car restarts, theoretically, yeah. Yeah, probably. Yes, yeah, definitely, it would, definitely. Yeah, if you was in iRace, you would be in maximum position, and especially in that car. Oh, the Mercedes are now pit. What? Oh, they're all going through the pit lane. Sorry. So they're all going through the pit lane because they're getting rid of Bottas's car. Scared then? I was like, what the hell's happening? They've made them go through the pit lane because obviously the racetrack is probably got a big massive crane on it, truck. So Mercedes win, it's a very big possibility. But as we know, Max is going to be on a mission. He's on fresh softs. He's in that Red Bull. He's at his home track. He's going to have the crowd behind him. He's gonna go for it. Yes, please. The longer the safety car stays out, yes, the better for Mercedes. That's for sure. But Russell's job now really is just to keep... Oh, hang on. Oh, so Russell has pitted. So Russell has... Okay. So Lewis is on fresh mediums now instead of fresh softs. But maybe they think Russell can attack Verstappen. I don't know why they wouldn't keep Russell in between Verstappen and Hamilton. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Ferrari have just done an unsafe release. What is going on with Ferrari, man? Pit stops. They can't do anything right. No, Max isn't on 0 lap tyres. He's actually on like 2 laps now. Russell is on 0, so is Hamilton. Mate, Ferrari, how many penalties is Sainz going to get today? I think he's going to get 2 penalties. Oh. Right, okay, so Russell wanted to go onto the softs because he was worried about his tyre temps. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Where's Russell now?
Third. Because he pitted. Yeah, he pitted, and which meant he lost the position while he pitted.
You only went from second to third?
Hmm?
You only went from second to third?
Yeah. What?
When he pitted, surely it would should have gone past him.
No, because there's a bit of a gap. Toto and Bonotto having a clown party. Okay, so they're letting the lap cars overtake. So to me, that means not next lap, maybe the lap after. Yeah, we've seen this one before, guys, haven't we? We've seen this scenario. Yeah. Signs going, it's not unsafe. It's not unsafe. Who am I rooting for? In fairness, I am rooting for Hamilton here. Hamilton hasn't won a race this year. Max has got the championship bagged up. I'd love to see Hamilton win this race. ...2021 finale vibes, I know, right? Except Max can't get up alongside him this time because he has to sit behind him, doesn't he? Yeah, I think, in fairness, I want the grandstand finish, ultimately. He's straight, yeah. I wonder if George can get in on this and hopefully make something with Max. Yeah, Lewis will have colder tyres, but the thing is, he's been able to switch the mediums on he's been able to switch every tyre on straight away, unlike they have done at other tracks. So that's been the benefit. That's why Mercedes have done so well here this week, is because they've been able to switch their tyres on a lot quicker than elsewhere. But Gasly's driving for Alpine next year. Yeah, Lewis saying, so safety car is coming in, end of this lap, guys. Lewis is saying it's going to be hard to keep Max behind him. Yeah, it is. I think George has a better chance. George has a better chance on softs. Right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we are for the restart. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. We are here for a grandstand finish. It's chopped and changed so much. Don't rule out Charles Leclerc as well. All this talk about Mercedes and Max, but this has massively benefited Leclerc. Here we go. Lewis is off. Looks like Max is already past him. Here we go, into T1. Max is ahead. Easy as that. Bit of lag. And Max is ahead. Done and dusted. There we go. Why is it lagging? No. There we go. So Max is already in the lead. Never in doubt, really. Never in doubt. That car's just so quick in a straight line. Bottas has just been dumped in the middle of the track. Lewis might have to let Russell past. Wasn't even a fight. It was ahead of him before even into the first corner without DRS. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think the best chance for Mercedes now truly is Russell on those fresh softs. They have to let Russell past, but whether they do or not, I don't know. Why was there a safety car? Because Bottas broke down into the first corner, so they had to bring out a safety car. Yeah, it's a bit too close to kind of give team orders, but look how quickly Max is pulling out. 1:13.6 compared to Lewis's 1:15.4, Russell's 1:15.2. I mean, he's just on soft tyres. mate. All right. There's 10 laps remaining, guys. Come on, give us something. Excited for Monza? Eh. Monza's always a bit of a hit and miss track for me, to be honest. Well, they're starting to pull a little bit of a gap from Leclerc. I really thought Leclerc would stay with the Mercs a bit closer. 13.6 for Max. What did Lewis do? A 14. A 1:14. So they're like 4 tenths slower. Is it Gasly's 100th race? Oh. Where's Albon? P12. Alonso's done well. P7. He's got ahead of Norris. Ocon in 9th. Mate, those Alpines are just going to storm away ahead of McLaren in the Constructors. Gasly can still get a point here. In fairness to Stroll, he deserves a point. He's done very well this weekend and today. Well, I think Hamilton and Russell will race. I just don't think they've got the pace to stay with Verstappen. But I think Russell's close enough now. He's, what, 4 tenths here? Going across the DRS detection. He's 4 tenths to Hamilton. I think he'll get him here. That's close enough for the DRS to make a difference. Even with a like-for-like car. Here we go. Yeah, look, Russell's already passed him into P2. So this could be interesting now, guys. So Russell into P2, a 13.9 compared to Verstappen's 13.7 there. And he just had to overtake Hamilton. We could still have a finish here. There's only 3 seconds between Russell and Max. Could be. Could be. Ronda's son, and you're a fan of Hamilton. Oh, that's good. Max won the race before the race. Well, it hasn't been plain sailing. It hasn't been plain sailing. But let's keep an eye on that time now between Russell and Max. Now, the thing is here, I don't know if Russell's got fresher softs compared to Max. Yeah, easy overtake for Russell there on TV. So no DRS here. Let's see how much of a gap Max pulls down that main straight. But Leclerc's right on Hamilton now. Hamilton's a sitting duck on these mediums, with everyone else on softs. Oh, Lewis is not happy on the radio. I don't blame him, to be fair. I don't blame him whatsoever. Russell still holding the 3-second position. Not as quick as Max. Well, yeah, Lewis didn't go for the soft tyre because he thought Russell was going to be between him and Max. But Russell decided to pit on softs. They went with Russell, and then Lewis was a sitting duck with Max on fresh softs, more grip. So it's not quite Abu Dhabi, but they have kind of effed Hamilton over here, to be honest, with that little strategy, because you'd much rather have a car in between you and Max than have Max have a free run on the softer compound tyre in a car that's quicker in a straight line down into T1. So, oh, it comes to Stu. No worries, mate. Best tyres at this moment in time in the race is the soft tyres. Because of the safety car, there was enough laps left after that for the soft tyre to be the best. Which is why you wouldn't have pitted Hamilton to the soft tyre because he would have lost track position. But they should have kept Russell on the medium tyre, at least in between Max Or maybe they both should have pitted them onto fresh softs rather than fresh mediums. Maybe that would have been a better decision for him. Yeah, but it was, Adam, the thing is, it was Russell's decision to pit onto the softs because he said, and Leclerc is past Lewis. Oh, just noticed that while I've been talking. Oh, Lewis is going to be fuming. And he could get, he's going to come under attack from Sainz as well. Because he's on the wrong tyre, babe. They're all on quicker tyres. George hasn't got enough time. Even on the softs, he hasn't got enough to keep up with Max. Gives you Charles Silverstone vibes. I don't think Leclerc will catch Russell. But at least Leclerc secured himself a podium, which he deserves this weekend. Yeah, it was made very quickly, wasn't it? It was a very quick decision from Russell and the team to accept it. But I think they've made the wrong decision. Right, so can Norris get Alonso? That's kind of the next closest gap here. Perez is in within DRS zone of Sainz, but he's on medium tyres. Norris is half a second behind Alonso. Gasly is within DRS range of Stroll. He's not quite close enough. He's not quite close enough here. Is Perez going to get Sainz? No. I mean, to be fair, we just said Leclerc will beat Hamilton, but they both just set equal lap times there, pretty much. And Lewis is out of the DRS zone. As we know, those the Ferrari does go through their tyres very quickly, guys. I think if there was no safety cars, we could have seen a Mercedes 1-2. That's what I think. I think we would have seen a Mercedes 1-2 if there were no safety cars at all. So, yes, I still think while the second one, while the full safety car benefited Lewis more, it was the first one that kind of screwed them up, really. Especially Lewis. Sainz is under attack here, yeah. Sainz is very under attack. I mean, I thought Leclerc would drop Lewis more, but he's not. But there's not enough laps left now. Verstappen is 3 tenths quicker per lap than Russell. Big old train there, isn't there, behind Alonso. How many laps left? 69 and 72. So we have 3 after this one. 3 laps remaining. Yeah, Yuki still says he's in the pit. Yeah, and all the F1 games from 2016 to 2022. Wow, fair play. Yeah, Sainz 5 second time penalty. So Sainz has just said he's got too much deg overheating on the tyre. So I wonder if Leclerc will get the same. Oh, Sainz will go outside the top 10 with a 5 second penalty. Ooh. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. George. Cat's trying to climb over. So let's have a quick look. What else have we got at the moment? So okay, so yeah, Lewis is definitely not catching Leclerc. 2 seconds now. Norris. To be fair, everyone's kind of just in a big train at the moment now. Yeah, Las Vegas next year. 3 races in America, isn't it? Medium tyre was just not the right call. Look at everyone else on the soft tyre, and Hamilton's the only one on the medium, man. Push like hell, Ocon. Push like hell. Once again, though, guys, look at Albon compared to Latifi. Really surprised we haven't seen anything yet in regards to news of a Latifi replacement. Road America would be sick, but it just doesn't have the road surface, does it? No P5 for Sainz. P5, he's going to lose. He's probably going to end up outside the top 10 as it stands. He's got a 5-second time penalty, Sainz. So, if you look at Sainz, Stroll is just under 5 seconds from Sainz. So, he won't even get any points. So, Gasly, he'll finish here. So, everyone from Stroll will move up one position. Adam, I wouldn't expect it to be a 3-horse race. We're at Monza next week, and that is a power-driven circuit. Don't need a lot of downforce there, and the Merc will be slow. You watch. They have a very draggy car, and that's why they don't. Their car has struggled at power circuits like Spa that we saw last week. But they've done well here because it's a shorter track, more downforce driven. They've been able to switch the tyres on quicker, and they won't be able to do that at Monza. You'll see a Max. Max will just drive off into the distance next week because that Red Bull's just got the quickest is quickest in a straight line as well. Final lap, guys. Final lap. Here we are. Well, I appreciate everyone who has stopped by. Obviously, we'll do a debrief after the race. Have a look through Twitter, see what everyone's saying. But yeah, really appreciate you all stopping by. If you can hit that like and subscribe button, it helps push the stream. I'll be doing more of these. I'll be back here for Monza next week. Of course, I do F1 opinion videos, sim racing as well. All kind of based around F1 content. But yeah, here we go, guys. Unless something massively dramatic happens, Max has... It wasn't plain sailing, guys. It wasn't plain sailing. Max did look like he was going to have to do some on-track overtaking before Yuki Tsunoda brought out the virtual safety car, which unfortunately screwed over the Mercedes. Then we had the second safety car, which was because of Bottas's breakdown into T1, and then that really benefited Verstappen. Mercedes dropped the ball by putting them onto the mediums and then changing Russell to the softs and making him drop behind Max. And yeah, Hamilton is not even ending up on the podium. And there we go, guys. A third straight win for Max Verstappen. Second in a row at Zandvoort. Max Verstappen is your Dutch Grand Prix winner. George Russell in second position. A good result for George and Mercedes. And then Leclerc in third and Hamilton in fourth. Oof. He is not going to like that. Not going to like that, guys. But... considering his gearbox broke down in practice 1 on Friday, the car looked very twitchy in practice. That is a very good result. That is a very good result for Max and Red Bull. And there we go, guys. When is it mathematically possible for him to win the championship? Can't be far away now. He's extended his lead even more over Perez, who was second. Leclerc was in third in the championship. So there we go. We head on to Monza. Is it the first podium for Leclerc since Austria? Wow. But once again, guys, another story. Ferrari fucking up their strategy, or at least their pit stops. Their strategy, so much they didn't fuck up today, but it was their pit stops. Oh, absolute shocker. Yeah, no, thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone stopping by. As I said, yeah, if you can hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We will be back here for Monza next week. And then, yeah, obviously, we do content in between those as well. Thank you, everyone. If you want to stick around, we'll do a debrief on the race. We'll have a look at Twitter, see what everyone's saying online as well, because it's always good fun. But let's have a rundown of the final grid. So Verstappen in first, Russell second, Leclerc third, Hamilton 4th, Perez 5th, Alonso 6th, Norris 7th, Sainz with his 5-second time penalty in 8th. Ocon couldn't make up that time difference, so finishes 9th. Stroll to be honest, earns a well-deserved point in 10th position. He's been strong all weekend. It's a fair play to him. Credit where it's due. Gasly in 11th. Albon in 12th. Mick Schumacher 13th. Vettel 14th. Magnussen 15th. Zhou 16th. Daniel Ricciardo, man, 17th position. 10 places down from Norris. Wow. I really don't think Ricciardo's going to get a seat for next year. I don't think anyone's going to want to take him on these performances. And then we have Latifi. Who else? Latifi in last position because Bottas and Tsunoda both retired. But yeah, there we go, guys. There we go. Jesus. Any more Zandvoort races this week? Maybe. Yeah, maybe, James. I might dip into iRacing a little bit. I might do a race tonight or tomorrow, something like that. Albon didn't get his 1 point, unfortunately. No, he didn't. It's a difficult track to overtake on. They haven't really got the outright pace, Albon. But Max might wrap it up in Singapore, likely Japan, though. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to look. We'll look at the Constructors' Championship in a second. We'll have a look at... Here's the leaderboard. Everyone here. But Max made 4 pit stops? Did he make 4 stops? Definitely made 3. But we can see the positions here, guys. So Alonso was the biggest gainer here. P6, 7 positions up. Wow. Still doing it at 41 years old, guys. You can see why Aston Martin want him. You can see why they want him. Norris doing a solid job, holding on to P7. Vettel was up 5 places. Not too bad for Vettel. No worries, man. That's all right. My driver of the day, I think, looking upon this, and we didn't see too much of him on TV, it's got to be Alonso. Got to be Alonso. 7 positions on a track that's difficult to overtake rounds. Got off to a bit of a slow start. Ocon was up into P9 very quickly. But Alonso, definitely, I think. Russell has had a good day. Can't deny Russell's had a good one. Max was solid as ever, but I don't think Max has had a driver of the day drive, if you ask me. I think it was just a solid win. Benefited from a few, obviously, from the safety cars. Perez driver of the day. To be fair to Perez, he had to put in an old engine last minute before the race started, and he's ended up with a P5. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But Sainz down in 8th position, man, all because of, 1, the botched pit stop with not having the rear tyre ready for him, and then having a 5-second penalty for a unsafe pit release. That pit crew, man, that team in general is just... honestly, what are they doing? I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. Hang on. I'll tell you what we'll do. Put a poll up. We'll put a poll up of our suggestions of who is our driver of the day. So, can we get the stream to 100 likes, guys? Come on. 68 likes. It helps push the stream. Who was driver of the day? Let's have a look. So we've got Max. Alonso. We'll put George in there because I think George had made up 4 positions. I think that's really it, to be honest. There we go. Thanks, Carstar. No, I wouldn't say Norris had driver of the day. He just had a solid drive. Started P7, finished P7. He would have finished a position down if it wasn't for the... Okay, ready to cut here. If it wasn't for Sainz's penalty, he would have ended up in 8th position. So he actually would have lost a position. Thanks, Cam. Yeah, good to see you, buddy. Thank you, mate. Yeah, turn those notifications on because we'll be live next week. But just watching the end of the race, see what they say in the cool down room. But I want to have a look at... I want to see what the... Drivers' Championship is now. We got Max. Oh, 49% say Max driver of the day. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, guys. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Me, personally, it's Alonso because he's made up 7 positions on a track, but it's very difficult to overtake on. Started further down the grid as well. Didn't have a good qualifying session. And once again, extends not only his own points tally, but Alpine's points tally over McLaren because Norris is doing it all on his own at the moment. He's doing it all on his own. Like 7th position, Ocon in the points, Alonso in the points, Daniel Ricciardo down in 17th. Not a good one. Not a good one. But let's have a look, see what people are saying on Twitter. Very orange, Fernando says. Yep, same as last year. Put your fog lights on. Thank you for the sub, Llama. And Floyd, thank you for the sub. And anyone else who has. First time watching, really enjoyed your coverage. See you next week for sure. Cheers, Floyd. Yep, see you, Liquid. See you, guys. Anyone who's not sticking around, thank you as always. And we'll see you next week. Lance brings it home in P10. Seb crossed the line in P13 after dropping to P14 after a 5-second time penalty. I didn't realise he had a 5-second time penalty. George Russell, P2. You're the one that's good. Was he driver of the day? I don't know who's been voted driver of the day. I assume Max has probably been voted driver of the day because it's his home Grand Prix. So just hear what Russell's got to say. He's being interviewed right now. Has anyone got anything to say about Ferrari? Shall we see Ferrari again? Have a look. Oh, 12.7 seconds. Ah, that hurt, didn't it? That did hurt, that time penalty. Or his pit stop time. The Ferrari pit crew. As soon as science requires a competent pit stop. Funny. Ferrari, F1 cars have 4 tyres. They do indeed. I can't believe they did that, man. Like, how did they not have all 4 tyres ready? Then had to repair their wheel gun. Honestly, guys. Honestly. Ferrari could have Red Bull's car and still lose the World Championship. Frankly, embarrassing form now. Agree. Totally agree. I mean, how many... I'll have to do a tally of how many fuck-ups they've made this year. Like, it's been ridiculous. Hey, Merlin, thank you, Marley, thank you, buddy. Yeah, good to see you as always, mate. Good to see you as always. Yeah, they just keep making mistake after mistake after mistake, and there needs to be a change of leadership because it can't continue. Like, they've finally made a car that is competitive and can win the title, and Red Bull haven't even had to try. Like, they haven't even had to try. Ferrari have cost themselves so many points in reliability, in poor strategy decisions. Okay, Leclerc's costs a couple of races, or a couple of good points finishes, France and Imola. But overall, like, this should just be so much closer than it is, and it's not. It's just, it's bizarre, absolutely bizarre what's going on there. Carlos Sainz and Leclerc trying to escape Ferrari, for real. That's got to be the best one yet. The car Ferrari were expecting in the pits. That is the best one yet. Apparently, the Sainz and Perez pit lane incident when Perez ran over the Ferrari wheel gun will be investigated after the race. So there still could be a retrospective penalty for Ferrari with that incident in the pit lane. Yeah, they're very, very risk averse, aren't they, Benny? The pit stop team. They also don't have any confidence in what they're saying. So their engineers come onto the radio and whenever they're relaying information to Carlos and Charles, both of their engineers, they sound very hesitant, timid. They're not confident in what they're saying. And oh, wait on. Just hearing to what they said in the cool down room. Max just saw, they just showed Perez driving over the wheel gun. And Max just looked to Charles and went... Just trying to see if there's anything else. Not really saying much, but that's basically what I took from that just then. That was quite funny. Max looked at Charles and was like, not again. Thanks, Sapato. Mercedes under investigation for copying Ferrari strategy. So, Mercedes should have made the call for softs, however, it was GR's call and Ham had passed the pit. If GR had stayed out, he would have lost to Verstappen and Leclerc. It would have most likely finished Ham P2 and Russell P4. It probably didn't cost the team anything. Someone says here, putting both on softs would have been a P2, P3. The Mercedes was faster than the Ferrari. Hamilton stayed in touch with Leclerc despite being on old mediums. Softs, Russell would have eaten him alive. Yeah, they missed out on the softs. They should have gone to the softs earlier rather than the mediums. Then they still would have had a car in between Hamilton and Verstappen, and it could have been closer. We'll never know. Max probably still would have won the race, but it would have been a lot tighter towards the end of the race. Hannah Schmidt's Red Bull racing strategist is the key to success. She definitely has an influence. Everyone in that team has an influence of Red Bull compared to Ferrari in general. They need to get rid of Bonotto. They need to get rid of the engineers. They need to get rid of the strategy team. They need to get rid of... And then again, I say this is not the first time their pit crews properly messed up. Is that right? I don't really know. They've always been okay. They've never been great, but they've never really done... They've never done anything that's like... That's the worst mistake they've ever made. And of course, because they're going through lots of issues at the moment, that's highlighted a lot more than it normally would be. But they definitely need to change the leadership, definitely need to change their engineers, and need to change their strategy team. They need a big overhaul. And as many people have said before, this has been going on since Vettel was there. like Vettel was having to override strategy calls, and at the moment, because they've still got Carlos Sainz is quite new, and Leclerc, like, because they're quite young, they're not making their own calls, but they are starting to. Obviously Spa last week, calling Charles in, like, and ignoring him when he went, oh yeah, like, no, we should. He's like, oh no, I don't think we should. And he does, and he comes out behind Alonso and still doesn't get fastest out. I mean, it's just 1 7-year-old with a crayon and a toy phone. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? They've bagged the drivers. They've even got the car. Okay, it's not as quick now as the Red Bull, but going into the summer break, Leclerc could well have been ahead in the championship. Yet because of Ferrari mistakes, reliability and strategy call-wise, no. And then I think that then also boils down to Charles's driving and where he's overdriven the car a few times. Because they're so bad on their strategy calls, Charles feels like he has to build up a bigger gap to compensate for a potential mistake, which is why he overdrives and why we had the issue at France. Whereas Max doesn't have to do that. Max has got the confidence in his team. He's got the confidence in the strategy calls. And that, yeah, I don't need to overdrive this car because I know that my team make the right calls and I trust them. And Carlos and Charles don't. Our postman could win with the Red Bull car that Max has. I disagree. I think if you put like Latifi as an example in that Red Bull car, he still wouldn't win races. I think he would finish like he'd probably like Latifi would probably fight for like 10th position. Max does get the best out of that car, and that's what the best drivers do. They get the best out of the machinery that they've got. Clearly, the Red Bull is a brilliant car, and Max is a good driver anyway, a great driver. And that's what happens. But at least this race was closer. It wasn't him driving off into the distance. If it wasn't for the safety cars today, Max would have had to have overtaken George and Hamilton on track. And I do think Hamilton probably would have won the race because he was going really well on those hard tyres. This was sure P2, P3 or P1, P3 for Ferrari. But then again, Ferrari doing Ferraris. I don't think so. I think Mercedes outdid Ferrari on strategy by going longer and going to the one stop. The hards were a lot quicker than everyone thought. Mercedes did well to have a look at how the other teams were performing on the hards, i.e. the Alpines. Alonso, they were doing quick lap times and they were going long as well. Those lap times were quick for quite a long period of time. So I think the two stop wasn't the strategy today. The one stop was. And yeah, Mercedes were outdone by the safety cars, really. Yuki Crashgate 2022. Well, the conspiracy theories will be flying, guys. Yuki has crashed twice now and brought out a virtual safety car, and Max has benefited both times from when it looked like he was probably going to end up coming out behind other cars after needing to make another pit stop. He's gained basically a free pit stop or a cheap pit stop both times and then maintained track position. So, and that's been both times when Yuki has crashed out. You guys can start spouting the conspiracy theories online, but I'm just saying that's it's pure coincidence, but it's quite funny to see that that's happened twice now. If the car was that good, it would be Red Bull 1-2 every race. It clearly isn't. Yes and no, because it is the car, but the car is more tailored to Max. Like Jenson Button has said it a couple of times this week on Sky F1. Max has a particular way of driving the car. He likes it to be pointy. He likes it to be on the edge. Sergio doesn't like that. And as at the start of the season, you saw Sergio actually compete with Max, because the car was more suited to Sergio's style, driving style, and not so much to Max. As the development and the upgrades have come along, the cars become a little bit more tailored to Max, and you've now seen the difference between Sergio and Max, because they don't have the same car. They have like similar power units and stuff, but quite rightly so, they're going to prioritize Max because he's their quickest driver, he's their world champion, and they will tailor the car to him. There's very few teams out there that will tailor a car to both drivers. They will aim it towards one or the other. So that's why it wouldn't surprise me if, like, Williams, as an example, will be purely focusing their car this year anyway on Albon. I wouldn't give a fuck about Latifi. I'd be like, Latifi, you're basically making do with that car. Albon, what do you want from us? How do you like to drive it? And that's what we'd do. And that's how F1 works. So Red Bull should be allowed 2 teams, in my opinion. But then again, if that was the case, we'd lose a team, wouldn't we? Oh, hang on. Lewis's radio at the end of the race. What's he say? Oh, you know Mercedes made a fuck up when Toto comes on and apologises to Lewis. Ouch. Ouch. FIA Liberty Media should rule that no one can own 2 teams for many reasons, more than just what AT did. Yeah, I mean, I do find it a little bit iffy that they've got 2 teams. I don't like, and I also don't like the way that Helmut Marko has just thrown drivers aside and brought them up from AlphaTauri, then demoted them again. I mean, it's very belittling, and I don't like that element to it. But then then on the other hand, it also gives other drivers, junior drivers, an opportunity to fight in the midfield and possibly get into a top F1 team. Ideally Red Bull, but another F1 team. So that's why I'll be glad to see Gasly go to Alpine, because he'll be able to get out of that Red Bull system, and he deserves an opportunity to get out of that system and fight in another car. He's definitely deserved that and showed it. Oh my god, it's the car. We've just had 8 years with the Ham fanboys telling us it's not the car. Talking of Ham, great restart. In all honesty, Steve, F1 is 80% the car, 20% the driver. That's not deniable. Where you finish up the grid, majority of times is dependent on your car. The next 20% is down to driver skill. Of course, driver skill is a massive element to it. But as I said, Latifi would not be finishing at the back of the grid in that Red Bull car because of how quick it is. But because of his driver skill, that next 20%, he would not be finishing in the top. I don't think he'd finish in the top 5. I think he'd be finishing like 8th, 9th, 10th because of his driver skill. That next difference is Max, is Lewis, was Michael Schumacher, was Sebastian Vettel. That was the difference of them dominating when they did. But 80% of it is the car. If Max, I'm going to hold you to that, Nikolai. If he wins 9 times in a row, you'll eat your shoe. Trying to win races. Yeah, I think so too, Slet. I mean, the thing is, that's why we've got. I don't think there should be junior F1 teams, because that's what the junior series are for, the F3 series, the F2 series. We should have. There is enough room on the grid to have probably 24 cars, probably even 26 cars on the grid, I reckon. We could have 3 more teams than we've currently got on the grid. I don't think we'll see that though. Especially with Audi coming in as only an engine manufacturer, Porsche apparently coming in as only a partnership / engine manufacturer for Red Bull, which is still yet to be confirmed. Like these companies could create their own F1 teams. But we won't see that, unfortunately. They have no interest in coming in and spending all that money in regards to the joining on fee because of how expensive it is. Andretti, there's a lot of pushback on Andretti joining. And it is a bit of a closed shop, unfortunately. But yeah, Toto doesn't really know what to say in regards to the pit stop at the moment. He's talking to Sky F1 at the moment. But let's have a look at a few more tweets. See what people are saying. Here we go. Here's an F1 conspiracy for you. Remember the Tsunoda seatbelt tightening situation? Engineers were leaning into the cockpit, telling him exactly where to stop when they inexplicably send him back out on track on used tyres for no apparent reason. Tinfoil hat, guys. Oh, lots of people on my timeline think there needs to be an investigation. When you do think about it, though, it was very strange that Tsunoda thought the tyres were not installed correctly. He went out, stopped for a very long time, and then they went, no, Yuki, it's fine. Virtual safety car didn't come out, did it? And he was sat there for a very long time. Comes back in, they lean in, give him like the seatbelt situation, which seems very bizarre anyway, because he never came on the radio and said, oh, my seatbelts are an issue. It was all about the tyres. Then he comes back out, stops again in like the same place. And then a virtual safety car comes out. It was a little bit bizarre, wasn't it? Like, I'm not looking too much into it, but it does seem a little bit bizarre. Yeah, I'm actually part of the Missed Apex crew. I will be doing their podcast in the future. I will be on their week. I'll start on their weekday ones, and then I'll be eventually doing their race reviews. I was at their karting event. That was the karting event I was at yesterday. Jam was the Missed Apex crew karting event. So yeah, no, they're a good bunch of lads. They said it was fine to seem like they didn't want a virtual safety car. Yeah, I mean, it does now. I'm thinking about it. Why did they check his seatbelts? Yuki did not come on the radio and say that his seatbelts were coming out. There was none of that was played on TV. Didn't complain about it before. Very strange. Very, very strange. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, no, Dance. Then that's what I mean. I don't know. It does seem the whole situation seems very bizarre. It's a very big conspiracy theory, but it does need investigating, though. The whole situation needs investigating, because that was very strange. That's all I'm going to say about it. Thanks, Jam. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be on, but I'm sure Spanners will be in contact soon. Glad to hear a complete explanation from me. I always get interrupted, don't I? Oh dear. I keep seeing this one. This just keeps getting reused every race at the moment, this meme, doesn't it? Lots of people saying, look, the AlphaTauri behaviour really needs a hard look at. Let's remove the whole conspiracy theory away from it. What happened there was just strange and bizarre, and the FIA should look into it. Rosberg roasting Ferrari right now. Too bloody right. Oh, it just reloaded. Merck should have done two things. A, denied George's request to stop, thus keeping two of their cars ahead of Max to have a sniff of still winning. B, pitted both to consolidate the 2-3. Lewis is never going to willingly give up track position to Max. He was all in for the win. Yeah, I agree. I was with this man yesterday. If anyone knows or follows Engine Mode 11 on Twitter. You lot that 2-karting on the regular are sick individuals. He was struggling yesterday, bless him. my back does hurt a bit today, I must admit. Will Perez stay with Red Bull for the duration of his career? Interesting point. Well, at the moment, he is a good number 2. And that is what they want. Unless Perez found a seat elsewhere, which I don't think he will now because of the youngsters that are coming through, I think Perez will stay there until Red Bull want to get rid of him. It's his best opportunity to ever have a chance at race wins, a potential chance at the championship, which I personally never see happening because of Max. And yeah, I think he'll be there for the rest of his F1 career. However long that is down to Red Bull, in my opinion. Tsunoda stopped to help Red Bull. Moments later, Bottas stopped to help Mercedes. Someone did say that in the chat, actually. Someone did say that. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. That is impressive. A Dutch flag there. Got to hand it to him. They know how to throw up a race, an atmosphere. Yeah, Amy, I agree. It's down to the duty of the FIA to investigate it, because it's just a very bizarre... Oh, here we go. Remove. Put this... Can it not like go? Sorry, guys. There we go. It's down to the duty of the FIA to investigate what happened, because it was strange behaviour. Him thinking there was a loose tyre and AlphaTauri saying no, drive on, and then him coming in and checking the seatbelts, the engineers checking the seatbelts, when we had no correspondence that he was having issues of his seatbelts. Like, it was very strange. Lots of people are thinking it. When a VSC would give Verstappen track position, the sister team suddenly seems to have a myriad of issues, including the wheel not being fitted, but it actually was. Then belts are not good when they are. Then suddenly the difference is no good. Yeah, needs to be investigated. Let's see what else other people are tweeting. Oh, hang on. What's this? Hang on, guys. Let's listen to this. I don't need to listen to Sky F1 anymore. Let's listen to this. Let me just pause the music. Can't hear it. It's too low. Hang on.
Stop. Stop in a safe place. Go out, pit exit, and stop in a safe place. Stop. Stop in a safe place.
Why would they tell him to go out of the pit exit and then stop in a safe place rather than stop at the end of the pit lane? Why would you say that? Because you know that that's going to cause issues to the track, to a live track. Oh, Jam, the safety cars definitely didn't help Mercedes. The second one helped Mercedes because it closed that gap that Verstappen had after the VSC, because he got a cheap pit stop. So that helped bring them together. But the original VSC, just completely outdid all Mercedes' work on the one stop. And I think Hamilton had a very, very good chance to win that race today because Max had a lot of time to make up between him and Lewis. He had to get past Russell, who was going quick on the hards as well. So yeah, it would have been a lot closer at the end than it was. That's for sure. Yeah, it's a very bizarre radio. Let's just play that one more time, guys. Ready? Listen to this.
Stop, stop. Stop in a safe place. Go out, pit exit, and stop in a safe place.
So they're going stop, stop, go out of the pit exit while he's going down the pit lane, and then stop in a safe place. Generally, you'd tell them to stop in the pit lane, end of the pit lane, and then they can retrieve the car. No effect to the race. Very strange. I keep saying it, but it is. Yeah, look, Max, it's how the rub of the green goes. Sometimes you benefit from safety cars, sometimes you don't. The way that Max's season has gone, he's had... Sometimes it's like football. Sometimes you get run the mill, you get the luck, and other teams don't. And Lewis this year, especially, okay, he hasn't had the car, but you can't deny I think pretty much every safety car or virtual safety car, he's been fucked over. So today was no different, really. That was as soon as he left the box, was it? Well, but it sounds like they're saying... Hang on.
Stop, stop. Stop in a safe place. Go out, pit exit.
Depends on the time of it. Perhaps we saw something in day 2 as he pulled out the pit. But this message didn't reach him until he was in the exit lane rather than blocking pit exit. Stopping on track might have been a better option. Agree on investigation, no. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Yuki, I went hard. Engineer, copy that. Yuki, I meant tyres. You gotta love the internet. Yeah, probably, Amy. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's what I think as well. I think the whole thing just seems very bizarre. Sometimes people do this sort of stuff of their own accord as well. Maybe they feel like they had to do it because they're the sister team and they have to support Red Bull. This is me just spitballing, but overall, I just think it was quite bizarre, and just would like to know the reasonings of what happened. Really, like it's not a close race, was it? Like in the end, so. Max's home race, yeah, but it's not like an overall necessity if he wins or not. Like, he'd still be on the podium and he's still going to win the championship, which is the bigger picture. So next year could be completely different, yeah. What is everyone else saying? Did Mercedes make the right strategy call today? No, they did not, guys. They did not at all. Bugger off, chatbots. Hide user on this channel. Why is it not just like hide them all, man? Why is it not just hide them all? Yeah, probably electric. Oh, we don't have Nightbot anymore because last time we had Nightbot, it went all Skynet on us and was banning people left, right, and centre for not doing anything wrong. So Yes, they do. Ferrari need to hire this guy. They need to hire him. Is that Daniel Ricciardo? Daniel Ricciardo would be such a big miss to F1, but he just hasn't performed this year. Hasn't performed whatsoever. Right. There we go, guys. There we go. So, very interesting race in the end. Let me just change the font, guys, so we can actually see what you're all saying. The race shows difference in pace between the Red Bull car and Merc. Max easy pass Hamilton on the SC restart. I always thought Adrian Newey is MVP in Red Bull. Yep, he is. He's the MVP of ground effect as well. That's for sure. Part of him being able to drive past Lewis as easy as he did was the fact that he was on softs. So you're going slow, obviously, on that restart. The mediums, not as quick off a straight line or out of the corner as those softs are, which is why George caught Lewis, overtook him, and Max was so easily on him at the restart. So, plus, yes, they do have a quicker car in a straight line as well. They just asked Warner about Yuki, did they? Oh, what did he say? What did he say? I took my headphone out. I took my headphone out. Oh, here we go. He's never going to say anything, is he? Of course he isn't. Of course he's never going to say anything. So. But anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you, it was a real good stream, really enjoyable. I thought the race, to be honest, was going to be a little boring with it being quite difficult to overtake on. Overtake-wise, it wasn't that interesting, was it? But the strategy element of it made it, and the safety cars made it so much more interesting. Seeing Mercedes kind of switch to that one stop, watching those lap times and keeping an eye on the gaps and seeing that there was a real potential of a Mercedes win here today was really intriguing. And then, of course, we got the whole Yuki scenario, and that really threw a spanner in the works. I still think Mercedes dropped the ball with those soft tyres. They should have put them on the softs, both of them earlier, and then that way they would have held track position and at least been able to fight Max, make it harder for Max. He would have had to have done the overtaking on the track, but it wasn't meant to be. But look, credit where it's due. Once again, a solid result for Max in front of his home crowd. We head on to Monza next week, where, to be honest, I don't see there being any other result than what we've seen the last 3 weeks, or the last 3 races. Monza is the most... Is it more power dependent than Spa? I think it is. I think it's the most power dependent track. Red Bull have the quickest straight line speed. They have the quickest engine. Max on pole with Perez in second if he gets a new engine. Well, actually, no. Perez might have to take a new engine because they put an old one in his car this week, so Perez might get a penalty, but I predict a Max win. If Perez doesn't have to take a penalty, probably Perez in second. And we'll go from there, and expect Merc to be further down the back of the grids and struggle next week because of how much of a power dependent circuit it is. Williams should be good, yeah. A potential for an Albon points finish again because they like the low downforce tracks. But yes, that's pretty much it. And the Alpines, expect the Alpines to be strong. They'll be expecting to turn up next week. That's for sure, because they're always top or second in the speed traps at every circuit. So, but yeah, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. For anyone who's still here or anyone who's tuning into this now or afterwards, hit that like button. How many likes have we got, guys? Let me just quickly check. We're on 84 likes. Come on, surely the 50 of you who are still remaining here can smash that like button and get us to 100 likes for the stream. We're nearly at 10,000 views for the stream as well. I'm sure we'll breach that over the coming days when people watch this back. But yeah, a big thank you to everyone. Hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on. I will think about doing an F1 opinion video in the week. Of course, I'm always doing sim racing content as well on iRacing. If you're big F1 fans, it's a good watch. It is a good watch, and yeah, you should get into the sim racing world. And then yeah, of course, we'll be back next week for Monza. Don't know if I'll be able to do the qualifying session yet. Don't know what my plans are for the Saturday, but I'll definitely be here for the race. So yeah, have a good rest of your weekend, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.